Namaste. My name is Dr. Robert Henry Schwenk, a.k.a. Dr. Bob for you, and today's topic is there is no evil unless you make it so. Headhunting was a long-time practice, perhaps many hundreds of years, with some of the most remote indigenous tribes of the southern hemisphere. Likewise, cannibalism was also practiced among some of the headhunting tribes. Sometimes cannibalism stood self-sufficient where headhunting was not practiced. Eating the flesh of your victims was considered to be a way one could gain the strength of one's enemies. My point is that whereas we might find headhunting and cannibalism to be abhorrent, those who practiced these acts did not think they were anything but natural and even good and admirable. One person's good can be another person's evil. Who is to say what is the difference? Only those engaged in the behavior can label it good. Only those not engaged in the behavior can call it evil. There is no evil unless you make it. There is no good unless you make it. Every action can be labeled good or bad by those looking at it and making a determination. Every action is just that, an action. We make a judgment as to its goodness or badness. Every action is merely neutral until someone claims or places a value of good or ill upon it. There is no good or bad unless you make it so. Cannibals thought nothing of eating human flesh. You may well find that practice abhorrent. Like was said, this is one way to give meaning to your life. You observe the happenings around you, and you decide whether they are good or bad. You follow those practices or not, depending upon your value judgment of them. I imagine that in the drug culture, most folks find the highs they get from illicit drugs to be something good. Others look upon drug addicts as poor souls whose lives are being lived in hell. Indeed, it appears that one can only cure oneself of drug or alcohol abuse when there is a very deep and profound change of value judgment by the addict himself or herself. Make no mistake, please. You are making value judgments, small, medium, large, and every marker in between your whole day through. Was it valuable for you to shower or bathe this morning? Was it valuable for you to brush your teeth? How about eating that extra donut knowing that you have gained a few pounds? You make a value judgment every time you take action with or against your spouse or significant other. You make a value judgment every time you treat a stranger or big box store cashier with kindness and courtesy. Your life is filled with valuing from the time you wake up until the time you retire to bed for the night. Therefore, make valid judgments for yourself each time you need to value something or someone. To not make a discernment is to make a judgment anyway. Make good choices about what you call evil and what you name good. These assessments help determine directly the quality and meaning of your life. May you and all sentient beings know happiness and the root of happiness. Namaste.